Many men reach a certain level of success in their career and their goals and ask, is this all there is? You're not alone. During adulthood, we can create a life that's an output of our programming from our parents and societal expectations. And, we often choose the safe and responsible career and life that will prepare us for our future. Maybe we're striving to earn a certain amount of money to achieve our career goals, or at the same time, our energy is focused on completing these goals. The society is given this psychological blueprint of what success looks like. The dream of lovely house, a wife, a stable career, 2.5 children has been constantly sold to us through advertising and governments and people's highlight reels on social media. Inside this blueprint, we take on this role of a responsible man. We provide, protect, procreate, without even consciously understanding why. We're left empty from playing by all the rules, following blindly in the pursuit of perceived success. But how often have you questioned this narrative? My guess is that you have a feeling that something's not right. You've achieved all your goals and you create a life from this blueprint, but it doesn't feel like it should. Many men that I've interviewed and coached over the years have been a slave to work and a slave to the system, have lost sight to what matters to them. They have no idea what they're doing anymore and why. They're overwhelmed by the crushing weight of responsibility, stuck in a monotonous day-to-day routine, all while craving their youth's carefree intimacy, fun, and adventure. These men are in emotional survival, constantly finding ways to cope with daily life. Their self-worth is crushingly low. They don't feel inspired, motivated, respected, or even appreciated. Societal, cultural, and economic limitations have chained us to this narrative, preventing us from expressing our innate talents and realizing our potential and fulfilling our purpose. In Plato's allegory of the cave, he describes prisoners have been chained from childhood, facing a blank wall, only to see shadows projected on the wall from people moving objects behind them. And over the years, this becomes their reality. And even when one of them escapes and comes back to try to tell them about the real world, he's met with criticism and judgment. And our upbringing causes us to believe things without question. And, sometimes the truth of our situation is hard to bear, and this truth causes cognitive dissonance. Our mind finds ways to make sense and justify our situations. We have sophisticated ways of coping with life. We tell ourselves stories, distractions, numbing activities. So what is your current reality versus your expected reality by the age that you are now? Because I believe that many men tick all the societal boxes and strive for success because they're chasing the feeling of achievement. And these men don't feel as expected after achieving these accolades and success. Maybe you wanted to feel inspired. Maybe you wanted to feel creative and purposeful and intimate with your partner. Maybe you wanted to feel manly, strong, powerful, confident, self-assured. Maybe you wanted to feel clear on your direction. Maybe you wanted to be respected. Maybe you wanted to be respected by your partner or your people at work, or respect yourself. Instead, maybe you feel frustrated, lacking confidence, disrespected, underappreciated, lacking worth. Maybe you feel uninspired or unmotivated to do the things that you used to love to do. Maybe you're anxious, depressed, unclear, aimless, joyless, stuck. Maybe you feel worthless. Are your aspirations and your current reality a match? Or do they seem worlds apart? No matter how significant the gap is, there's always hope and time to turn it around at any age. And reinvention is the solution. Have you ever felt like you're running out of time maybe, or that you should be further along on your journey? Due to our fast-paced lifestyle and the 24-hour news cycle, we can often succumb to comparison bias, measuring our progress against everyone else. But here's the thing, you're not out of time. You might think, I'm too old, I'm not smart enough, I don't have time or money. These are just limiting beliefs from your old programming. There's been so many men that have turned their lives around at any age. Maybe you think you're too old or not smart enough. Colonel Sanders defied these beliefs, proving it's never too late to redefine success. Colonel Sanders founded KFC in his 60s after selling his Kentucky Fried Chicken for 20 years at a roadside diner in Corbin, Kentucky during the Great Depression. And he refused to give up after an interstate highway diverted traffic from his restaurant. He took his now famous 11 herbs and spices on the road and he sold his recipe across the country. Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, was a struggling salesman selling everything from paper cups to milkshake machines until age 52. While selling his machines, he discovered a small but crazy teeming burger restaurant run by the McDonald brothers in California. He convinced them to franchise their concept and he eventually bought them out. And as we know, transformed McDonald's into the world's leading fast food chain. And look, I'm no fast food nut, but these men are a testament to the incredible and life-altering shifts that can happen at any age. And the shift that you have to make is getting honest with your reality, because it's time to stop the distractions and start to accept the truth of where you're at. This doesn't mean you need to stay here, but it'll create enough pain for you to want to shift. And so many studies show we need an equal amount of pain to move away from and the same amount of pleasure to move towards. And when we become real with our current situation, our behaviors and choices, it can be excruciating, which is why facing it is challenging. It's likely to kick up blame, denial, justifying why you're at and where you're at. And maybe for you on the outside, life looks pretty good to everyone. But maybe you're suffering on the inside, feeling conflicted and thinking that you should be happy that you have all you want, but it's not enough. How can you begin your reinvention journey? Well, most boys are afraid of the dark, but many men fear their darkness. And inside many men is a scared boy afraid of his own strength, that fear limits his greatness. And you have more power than you know to bring this idea to life. Use this strength to turn the tides that are flowing against you and find and live your purpose. It's time to let the dead parts of yourself go and step into version 2.0 of you. So it's exercise time. I want you to write a list of everything in your life that you're not happy with. Work, business, partner, location, health, body, mind, mental health. Get it all out and feel and express the emotion of it and don't suppress it. Write down how this is making you feel and the effect on your life right now. And the fun part is you can decide who you want to be, how you want to feel, what you want to do, because we rarely sit down and ask ourselves how life could be different. It can take often a life event like death, divorce, or depression for even us to decide how our future looks. So craft a story of how you want your life to be in every detail. Creating this mental picture will give you a focal point for your activities and the things that you need to learn to bring this idea to life. The only task now is creating action aligned to your future vision. I want you to brainstorm 10 ideas that will help bring this vision to life. Ideas like who you need to speak to, what actions you need to take, what do you need to learn, and then pick 2 that will move the needle the most. And as Heraclitus, if you can pronounce that, he says that the only constant in life is change. Because life will shake us when we're off track. It will give us a slap. Call it divine intervention, but not many men choose to reinvent themselves without a whack from the universe. But why suffer in silence with the risk of dying with regret? Because my greatest fear has always been not living to what I was capable of because of fear and doubt. Reinvention is going to stretch you. People may dislike the new version of you. And you might drift away from some people that aren't aboard your new train. But remember, learning and starting anything new will be frustrating. Know that this is a part of the process and embrace the suck. There is gold on the other side.